Okay, let's talk about the home page. Really, there's only a couple things we want to address here. One is the president's message. At this time, we're thinking that's a temporary item that's going to be here. So I want to talk about when you are ready to remove the president's message from the home page, um, how you can do that. And then the other thing that we've got would be in this next meeting updating that. So once the meeting's occurred, it can be updated for the next month's meeting and the agenda. So those are the two things that we really want to talk about on the home page. The slideshow is also something you might want to change. We'll do that on a different video. Just because it's not something you're necessarily going to do regularly, updating that, but you do need to know how to update it should you choose to. So the first thing we want to look at is just as we're getting started using this WordPress site, just to understand the structure of this page. Uh, we've got up here, we've got some navigation menus that just for the home area, it's really duplicates what's up here above, okay? But for the home page, you can get the president's page from here. When we get over to the documents, these three are going to be at the top. Um, the membership's got a couple of choices. You know, the other stuff is pretty much standalone. But when you see this uh, little navigation at the top, it's a duplicate of the menu above. So anyway, we've got this navigation, and then we've got essentially this left column and this right column. Okay. Now the reason I want to point these out is because that's how you're going to find what it is that you want to modify when we get to the code on this. All right. So here's what's happening when we do this and change the date. Um, Actually, let me just pull it down here a little bit. You can see when you're in the administrative mode, you can see right up here top where it says edit page, okay? Or on the dashboard, you can edit the page. Um, so anyway, we're going to edit the page. It's going to bring up this menu right here, okay? And actually, I've got a bigger view of that. Let me go over here. All right. And if we go from the top here, this little section here is that navigation menu. So on top, really nothing to do with that. The left column, we're talking about the main side of the page, and the right side, the right column is, we've called it an aside. So what we're seeing here is on this home page, on the left side column, right here, you've got this div, this iframe, and it's referring to the YouTube video. That's the president's message. And then the closing div, okay? So when you are ready to remove the president's message from this page, you're going to want to delete the first div, the iframe, and the second div, all of it together, and just delete it. Once you've done that, it'll be gone. So it's as simple as that. So that's how you're going to delete the president's message when you get to that point. Now, to get to the calendar, which we're going to be doing regularly, this is the left column, and we're going to keep following this down. And here was all the stuff that was in the left column, that static information. And then we're going to get down to where it says the aside, or the right column. Okay? And just to see the structure on that, the first thing that we had there, and I'll go back here, the first thing's the slideshow, second thing is the meeting, and then we've got some more information below that. Those are the three things that are on this aside. So if we go back over to here, we've got on this aside, we've got the slideshow. And it's as simple as that. That's a one-line code that you just implement to put the slideshow in there. And again, like I said, we'll talk about that in a separate video. The next thing is going to be the meeting. That meeting is made up of just a table. So you can see it's got the date and what the actual date is, agenda, and the link to an agenda, time, and here is the time, and the location. If I go back here and we look at the format of it, date, whatever it is, agenda, the link, time, and location. Okay, so that's really what you're seeing here. So in order to update this, all you've got to do is update the date and the agenda. The time and the location is probably going to pretty much stay the same. You know, you regularly have it, the meetings from 12 to 2 at Candleman's. So, you know, if it does change, then what you're going to want to change is this information that's between these little angle brackets here with the TD and the closing TD. That information you can change. Okay, same thing here between this TD and that TD on the address that you can change. The way that you get this to show up as 3 different lines is this break. Okay, so I don't want to get too deep into programming. Hopefully whoever you have doing this knows about these things, but I'm just kind of pointing them out. So here's the main thing, is that when you update this to post when your next meeting is going to be, all you're going to do is right between these angle brackets, type in what the new date is. The key thing of it is that on the agenda, having a link to what the agenda document is, that's where the trickier part gets. So I'll take this kind of step by step. So let's say that I'm saying now January 7th is going to be my next meeting. I don't have an agenda scheduled yet, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say in this href, right between these quotation marks, just this hashtag, I'm going to put a hashtag. And what a hashtag will do is, all it'll do is refresh the page if somebody does click it. No harm, no foul. Okay? So you just make that a hashtag to basically say, I'm not going to link to anywhere. And then I've just got a TBD, to be determined. You can put whatever you want, again, between the angle brackets, but make sure that you only change the stuff between the angle brackets. Now, the other thing that I might want to do is I would say, okay, I've got an agenda now. And just for the sake of this, I'm going to use the December. So I went over to the media library, which once you get that January agenda, you'd upload the media, okay? And for this discussion, I'm going to use the December media just to demo it, but I'm going to go to the edit. And for that document, I'm going to go over to that file URL. And I'm going to select the whole thing. Control C to copy it. I'm going to go back over to my HomePage code. And what I'll do is I'm going to replace that hashtag, and just the hashtag, not the quotes, just the hashtag. I'm going to replace it with that file URL that I just copied. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to TBD, and I might just say, hey, here's the agenda. Okay? Once you've done that, update. And then here's right up here, there's the thing that says view page. You can view the page. And when we do that, okay, we can see now this has changed to agenda. We changed the TBD to agenda. And if I click that now, it's going to download for me. I've got a Chrome browser I'm using right now, so it doesn't open it automatically. It downloaded for me this agenda, and it's kind of off screen here a little bit, but if I open it, okay, it'll start to open it. And let me bring it over here. It did open it for me over in this other window. Let me drag it over. And here was the meeting agenda that it opened for me. Okay. So that's how you're going to put that link into there. So for this particular case, I'm going to go back to edit page. And for right now, I'm going to go down to the next meeting. Again, not including the quotation marks, between the quotation marks, I'm going to change this back to a hashtag. And I'm going to change this word back to TBD, to be determined, so that this is what it currently is. But when you get that January agenda, you can upload it to the media file, then place that file URL into this spot right here, change this to agenda, and you'll be ready to go. Okay? It's as simple as that. All right. Next, we're going to talk about the miscellaneous documents and the policy positions. Thanks a lot. Bye.